to roast these peppers over a direct gas flame, just like this. Now, if you have an electric stove, and you can do this in the broiler, it's very simple. What you would do is, instead of keeping these peppers whole, you would halve them and put them as close as possible to the heating element with your broiler on. You know, the rack is going to have to be as close as possible to the heating element. And you put the skin side up, right up there, and you let them become blackened. Now, sometimes my students will say to me, they'll say, you know, can you over roast a pepper? And the answer is absolutely yes. If you could overcook a root vegetable like a carrot, it can become too soft and mushy. You can certainly over roast something that's naturally tender like a pepper. So what you want to do is to remember that what we're doing is blackening it. You do want it to get totally black, but when one area becomes black, turn it. Remember that black as a color is finite. Once something becomes black, it doesn't get blacker, it just becomes overcooked. So once you see black, turn. This takes, you know, it depends on the you know, how intense your heat source is, how long it'll take. It takes a couple of minutes. And then what you do is, let's just say this is all black. I actually have some that I've done for you. I'm going to bring them. What you do is you turn this off. Once these become totally blackened, you put them into a kitchen towel. And make sure you put your skewers on something heat-proof because they're very, very hot. And you just wrap them. This is how blackened I want them to get. So they're truly blackened. What this is doing is two things. When you wrap them, it's allowing them to become, number one, cool enough to handle so that we can do what's next, which is to peel them and seed them and slice them or chop them, whatever you're doing in your recipe. It's also to the heat that's trapped in here steams the pepper, making it nice and tender. Because remember, we're just blackening it on the outside, and we do want this is actually cooking the pepper, but it is still maintaining integrity of texture. So they're firm cooked. Okay. So then let's say they're all wrapped, and now we're going to peel them. Very simple. You just pull it away like that. Of course, I wouldn't do this and put it on my counter, but I want you to see how easy these skins come off. I also suggest having a nail brush in your kitchen, because pepper skins get under your nails and you look pretty disgusting, but I still think it's worth doing this. Also, I know there are a lot of people who get kind of, let's say, annoyed with a person who rinses a roasted pepper while they're peeling it. I'm not one of those people. If you don't like to have little, because you will have little pepper skins stuck to your pepper after you do this. If you don't want that, because sometimes they can be acrid and they're a little sharp, you know, textured, rinse them, like I'm going to do. Believe me, usually what you put them in is so flavorful that it doesn't matter. Now, leaving a few little blackened bits actually adds to the smoky taste of a pepper. But again, you certainly don't want big pieces of blackened skin. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean off my board. I'm going to get rid of all of my blackened skins here, and then I'm going to show you how to seed the peppers and slice them. The seed cavity comes out really easily. So what I'm going to do, just going to tear the pepper in half, just like that. The seed cavity comes right out, just like that. Now, again, you can just pull your seeds out, or you can rinse them. Now, in here, you'll see some translucent, it's a membrane in here to the pepper. This pepper doesn't have a lot of it, but some of them have quite a lot, quite a big piece of membrane. And again, it's got a weird texture and it doesn't have any flavor, so I usually just will cut that out with a knife. Slicing peppers, I actually really love it. I find it really relaxing. It's rhythmical. I want to just show you the motion on my board. It's this. down and away, back, down and away. Watch when I put the pepper there. I'm going to go slow at first, and then you can go faster. Take your slices and put them there. You want to chop your peppers? That's all there is to chopping peppers. Now what you would do is no matter what you did, whether you left them in halves, whether you sliced them or you chopped them, you can put them in the refrigerator in a jar. You can either leave them alone or you could put some olive oil on them, a little bit of minced garlic, some black pepper, and then leave them. And you can also add, if you wanted, some capers. You could add some pitted olives. And we're gonna make recipes using them that way. But you can use them. You could just do them like this, so you don't have to use jarred. Just leave them without anything, and then just drop them into stew, drop them into soup, puree them, add them to something. These are great homemade roasted peppers.